Hello, hello, hello. Happy Monday. Happy Art Snacks. Welcome. I'm Amy Murray with Sugar Hill Art Studio, and I'm so happy you're joining us today. All right, it is Art Snacks, which means it's Monday. It means it's 12:30 Eastern Time. It's time to take a little break from the day, from the chaos of Monday, and look and play in some art, or even just remove your brain from whatever's going on and just put a little creative spin to it. And maybe, play in your journals later tonight when you have time or tomorrow morning. All right, if you're popping on, let me know. Say hello. It's so wonderful that you are here. I am excited. I'm super excited about today's quick little lesson. All right, so if you haven't seen and shared, hi Pam, how are you? If you haven't seen 21 prompts, save it to your computer, print it out. I always print it because I tend to have so many things going on in my phone, and like right now I'm using it to film, so I don't always see everything. So I always print them out and I keep them right in my journal. Now remember, for me personally, I am making little 6x6 journals, right, for the whole year, each month. And so this is my February, and here are my prompts. And if I want to fold this up and keep it right in the back, that way I always have them when I sit down and I go to journal. That's always that's a big help to know where everything is and have it all in one spot. Good morning, Glenda. Hi, Yvonne. Hello, hello, hello. All right, so for those of you that did the art swap and you're over in my free group, wow, wow, wow. And if you're not in my free group, you need to get over there because it is, there are some seriously fun things. Nope, it won't let me take it right there. So I'm not going to worry about it right now. I'll put it in there. Most of you that I'm seeing right now are in there. Go check it out. The swap, everybody's sharing what they have swapped with their partner. Super, super cool things happening over there. Super cool. These are one of the things that I got in my little trade with Pat, right? With Patricia Sharonato. And guys, I believe if you are in love with these earrings, they're as light as a feather, so they don't pull. I love them. I don't even know they're in. I've worn them like all weekend because they're blue, and that's my son's school colors, and it was homecoming. We had wrestling matches. We had I said yes to too many things this weekend, but it was super fun. And look at these. So I'm gonna let you know that Patricia, she is away right now, so if you reach out to her, she might not get back to you right away. But I don't know if she's gonna hate me or love me for telling you that she sells these little earrings, and they are amazing. So that's my brag on our girl Patricia in our lovely community. But if you go over there, you'll see how amazing the community is, and I'm overwhelmed and so very blessed by having each and every one of you in there and sharing and getting involved. A few of you are sharing because remember, this is where we share our prompts too. Good morning, good morning. We share our prompts over in the free group as well, and that's pretty inspirational. So if you guys, you're feeling, if you are feeling stuck in your art journaling or stuck in your art, your creative process, or you're feeling like super creative, that is a very safe place to share. It's a super safe place to share. So make sure you're sharing over there and saying hello and getting to know, because the other wonderful thing about that whole art swap is some of you didn't really realize how much you had in common with each other. And so you're making new friends. It's a safe, wonderful, huge, amazingly talented community. And I'm so very proud to be heading that up and getting to know each and every one of you. It is such a blessing. And to watch you two, because there's partners, right? So as you guys switch and share your swap, it's just so cool to see that. And you've all reached out and you've made new friends. And that's why we do this for free, online, all the time, right? Okay. enough about the swap. Get in there if you're not. There will be another sign up. We're going to do another swap. So if you missed that one, don't panic. Don't feel like you're left out. You're not. You're not. All right, I am going to, remember, ask questions. If I don't see them on the live, I will go back and I will answer them. Let's go in here. Let's flip things over, flip you down. I want to show you some of my favorite things in art journaling, or just some of the things that I love, okay? Let me make sure the volume is down. Let me get up comments. Oh, look at all those comments there. Cheryl, you bet. Yes. Well, you know, that's why I put the prompts up, because the prompts really help get our creative mind going. And remember, every Monday, so if you go back and you look at Art Snacks videos, you will see me doing things that don't take any more than a half an hour. I try to keep Art Snacks to a half an hour. Typically, except for maybe some fine little detail, I get a whole page done. So I'm going to work on thick and thin today, but I want to show you what I'm doing. So this is my, like I said, the February journal. I know this page is 140-pound watercolor paper, right, that I've done. I'm just going to clip this kind of open to help me out a little bit here. Make sure I stay on frame. Some of you may have seen, those of you that are in my membership know exactly what this is, because these are things that I make them do in my membership. But I have shared this on social media and whatnot, and these are my ink swatches, okay? These are my ink swatches. Aren't they? Isn't it like, it's just a thing of beauty. I even took shimmer sprays, right, from the Tim Holtz shimmer sprays and Distress ink sprays, and then I have a couple that are mixed together. I have those in here too. I thought they were important. But here's what I have. Okay, when I made the journals, I was using my jelly plate, right? And so I love this spread. I'm gonna work over here thick and thin, but I love these colors and I love this paper, all right? So what's awesome about having color swatches is you can swatch out colors to make things match, right? So what if I just come in here and I'm gonna go from my reds to my yellows. Let me just, right? I'm gonna go from my reds to my yellows, and here I am. And these are way too purpley, so I'm gonna kind of just come across those, and you'll see I have things marked on the back, so I know exactly what it is. If it's your watercolors, if it's your acrylics, whatever it is, right? So even if I swatch out my acrylics, which I have started to do, on the back side, I write down exactly what it is. Rose quartz, way too purple. Fairy floss is very close to neon pink. And when I come over here, I see that fairy floss is Jane Davenport's Incredible, okay? And it's just one of those things that I picked up. It was actually a color that was discounted down to like $2, and that's why I have it. But do you see how, like, if I grab this bottle, I don't know what it's gonna look like on paper. If I come here and look, because there's no way, I mean, I've got an idea, but all these colors are so different from each other, right? When we start to look. So swatching things out really helps. And I know that fairy floss is close to that neon pink that I love. So I grabbed that to work with. All right. And then I have coral, which I put a little star here. I know that that's a mermaid marker. Bing. Okay. Let's see. Spiced Apple has got some of this deep red, and the Diamine inks are so fantastic. This is called the Chameleon. It's in the Chameleon line, which means that it's got a little sparkle, and it really kind of, you see a few different colors in there. So I grabbed that. Okay. Lobster, Cardinal, Frida Cherry is another one. Look at these oranges, okay? Celebration has got shimmer to it, so I grabbed that. See how I'm kind of just looking? Now I've got some yellows in here, and I totally want to pull out those colors. And just by looking here, Pirate's Gold, not a perfect match, but I know it's easy and it's fun to throw in some color. So I'm gonna grab that. This Fossilized Amber is perfect. It's actually a distress spray. Don't think that your sprays have to be sprayed, my friends. You take the top off, you put in your brush or your tip or whatever it is you want to use, and it's ink. It's ink. Abandoned Coral is the other color that's almost like a perfect match to these oranges. It's another distress spray, okay? So I just kind of went in and I pulled out the colors that I knew I wanted. Bam! And you can put it, yes, absolutely. If you don't want the rings, I like the rings because there's times where I'm working big and I pull them right out of the deck. I actually should go in and number them so that when I put them back in, although I don't want to number them, I don't want to number them because you know why? Because I know I'm going to buy more. But I do like it like this. You can absolutely put it in. You should. I encourage my students and the members in Sugar Hill Creatives to keep a notebook. This isn't it, but I encourage them to keep a notebook and keep all the information that you learn in your classes right there in a big notebook, and you can always refer back to it. All right. So there are some mermaid markers, some inks. You also need to know, you need to become one with your supplies. You have to know if they're water soluble or not. You need to know if they're going to move. How am I doing? Okay, 20 minutes. For time's sake and knowing, I might, because I already know what of my watercolors, right, are going to match this perfectly. I'm gonna start with those. I will put some inks on, but let's do this thick and thin. Okay, I've got a watercolor brush here. I've got a few of them, but I've got this nice big one, right? You see this? And I am working a little bit small, but that's okay. So let's get, I think I'm gonna focus on the orange, kind of. So I'm gonna use my Aussie Gold, and I am going to I'm gonna just kind of coral it up a little bit by adding a little bit more red. Okay, I'm just making a color that I think I'm gonna like. And this brush holds so much paint. Like, there is so much in here. Let's see what we happen. Favorite way for me to do thick and thin. Thin, thick, thin. And I'm just going to kind of do some shapes, okay? I'm gonna rinse that out. And I'm gonna get some good, you know what, let's grab a mermaid marker, even though they scare me and they're not my favorite. And let's do some thick and thin with the mermaid marker. And apparently circles are my thing today. Maybe. Yep, I'm liking the organic shapes. 1, 2, and I like the way that's running there. So let's, actually, you know what I see right here? I see a little heart shape, and so it's not going to be perfect. I want thick and thin. There we go. Okay, this is your art journal. This is not a final piece de resistance. It's your art journal. Play, have fun, splash things around. Don't be so concerned with exactness, right? All right, let's just get some fossilized amber in here like this, even though I don't usually splotch right away first like that. Abandoned Coral is like that perfect color match. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna take that top right out of there. I'm going to put this right in. And I'm going to, with some water, kind of just start to make some marks with this abandoned coral, because look how gorgeous that color is. And do you see how that starts to really pull in? And so I just want to kind of splotch on some color here. And just play. You know what? Who cares that I splotched that down? I want that to go all the way over. I have a small brush here, but that's okay. Let's do another spot. Let's put some here. Oh yeah, look at that. See? Yep. Now I want all of that kind of. Love it. That's gonna look great right there. And you're playing, my friends. Journals are to play. It's not to have a perfect space afterwards. Ooh, yep, loving it, loving it, loving it, loving it. Let's get some of that coral really splashed on there. Let's splash some on the other page just because I kind of want them to go together, even though they're not going to be the same prompt. All right, we'll put the top back on that. We do need it to dry a little bit. All right. Ooh, I love it. A little bit dry in here. All right, it's still going to be a little wet because I've got a decent amount on there, but that's okay. I can just splotch some of it. I don't mind. There we go. All right, sorry for the drying, but time makes me put the dryer on. All right. So now, where do I want to go? I need a little more color on here. It's a little too white for my liking. So you know what I can do? I'm gonna come in with my big brush and my upper pink, which I really need to reload. I actually need a new, tube. And let's kind of, you see how very faintly I can get, because I have so much water. That's what a large brush does, right? And those are still wet. We're playing. But I like breaking up some of this. I don't like it so white in the back. I don't think it's really gonna match. Now remember, everything I have down here right now is water soluble. So I can really get in here and move this mermaid marker that I put down there. If I'm so inclined. I'm just gonna come around. I'm gonna leave that white, and I think that's gonna be like a prime space. Let's kind of just grab some more of the pink, and we're just gonna plotch it in here. Just playing. Just playing. It's a little tricky to play with watercolors, right? And get them to dry naturally live, but we're playing here. We're gonna see what happens. Things are mixing together. I love it. I'm a little bit brighter pink in some of these spots. All right. This is making me happy. Just building. I know it looks messy. If you've been here before, you know, number one, I almost always forget to put my, you can see it's gonna, see how it's bending up? It's watercolor paper, it's wet, it's going to do that. I'm gonna dry just a little bit again. Let's see if anybody has any comments. Tell me what's happening with everybody. Looks like a tomato and a squash. See, I can manipulate here so that it comes off. And for time's sake, I am going to end up just taking some of it up. I'll be okay with it. It's still wet, but that's okay. Oh, what do you think? I love it. And I like the ink kind of over here. What's oh, it's still very wet. All right, it's pretty dry. It's pretty dry. So thick and thin again, and now so let's kind of play. Where do we want to go? I'm gonna start conservative. I have just my Neo colors here. If you guys don't have Neo crayons or you're not familiar with them, they are water soluble as well. So I can come in and I can just color with them, right like I'm doing, right? Right like I'm doing. And yes, this has got a lot of that Valentine feel to it. So I've got that happening. But what I can do, if I want, if I so desire, I can come in. Let me show you over here. I'm gonna kind of make a big, one of my favorite shapes. It's water soluble. So look at that, right? And then I can come and I have all that gorgeous color still on, and I can just make some dots there. So I can just come in and kind of soften up that line. If I don't want that crayon looking line, look at, you just soften it up, but I've got all this delicious pigment still on my brush to come in, or I can just wet it and come right onto the crayon. We're always playing with supplies over in Sugar Hill Creatives. There's new things. We're all about inks in February here, so I pulled out some things I haven't played with in a while. Mark making, that's all I'm doing. It's kind of all a simple black background. And then I'm trying to figure out how I really want to focus on thick and thin, and I think I'm going to, I need it to dry. I think I want to do some lettering on this, thick and thin. So what I'm thinking, I'm just going to flip that over for a hot second just to show you. Where am I? I know, there's a Sharpie. Let me just show you what I'm thinking. I think what I'm gonna do is kind of just run some lettering lines, right? And then do some writing. Inside, and I'll find something cool to write right here. I'm just thick and thin. It's more fun when you try to connect. What if I write, even though it's like an oxymoron, right? The small letters are big. It would have been fun. I planned it out to do the big letters in the small space. Love it. Oh, I don't know. We'll do something, is what I'm thinking. I will end up doing over that. Maybe I can find a little poem or quote. Maybe on this side. And this is how my brain works. This is how things work. What if I take... Let's see if this deep, deep red will... It's got shimmer, so I need to shake her up. In my calligraphy pen. And I only need a little bit in my nib. There we go. And... So fun. Okay. Let me see how you can just get lost. And this is the beauty of art journaling, is just getting lost. You're right, I'm not talking too much right now. And I'm not, because I'm kind of just lost and playing with lines. I still have so much in my nub here. The nub. There we go, it's empty. There we go. All right, so I have, yeah, it'll keep building and building and building. And like, now I have a page that was jelly printed and put in my journal when I made it, and now I have one that I just made right now. I know it's mostly all water soluble supplies, so I can't go taking a wet brush, right? I can't take a wet brush and kind of just go all over it, because it's going to smudge as soon as I take water to it. But I can, when it's done, take a Sharpie and write or draw something on it. I can think a little bit more about my thick and thin, even though I know I've got some in there. Maybe I can come up with something else, or I can take, I mean, look how fabulous this green looks on these colors, right? They're opposites, blue and green, opposite that red and orange tones, right? So blue-green looks great with pinks and oranges. And maybe I want to do some thick and thin other type of lines. Maybe I want to thick and thin and repeat a heart all over the top of it. It's thick and thin, right? We can do so many things. So many things. All right, let's bring you back up. Let's see if anybody has, flip over, because I always look even weirder upside down. Okay, let's see. Let's see if anybody has any. And there's our snacks. That was exactly a half an hour. I got a ton done. If I had a saying, I could just write, I can just put some journaling right over the top of that, right? Art journal page, done, 30 minutes. The prompts are there just to spur on an idea. Art journaling in your whatever it is you're working in is there for you to explore. If you want to, if you have something and you want us to play, you play in your art journal. Like I can put these two right together if I want. So just remember that your journal is not for perfection. It's for progress. It's for practice. It's for every other P word except for perfection, because that's not allowed here. Ever. We play. We have fun. We play. We practice. Okay? So have fun. If you don't have the list, it is pinned to the top in the free group. If as you keep getting in your art swap pages, keep sharing those. Super, super fun, super easy. Always play. That's what that journal is there for. I know we have a hard time. We say, I don't have time. I don't have time. Trust me, I know what it's like to be tight on time, especially in the month of February. It is probably my most chaotic month of the year on a different level with everything. And finding even just 15 minutes to do a little bit of art every day is imperative for your mental health. Don't stop. Don't set it aside. You don't need a ton. You don't need a lot. You just need to get your creative side out. Because I know that if you're in here and you're following me on Sugar Hill, it's because you have a desire to just kind of create. Just get the ideas out. Just have some fun. Just explore. And that's all you need to do. You could do neographic art, right? Remember, like we've done a few neurographic arts. You could do that for every prompt. If you could fill your whole journal with different, use that step or letter. There's so many things. So you guys have fun. Have a beautiful Monday. Get into those journals this week. There's only 21 out of the, there's, fewer days in February. I still gave you 21 prompts, but 21, you do something 21 times and it's becoming a habit. So strive to get 21 journal entries done this month, and it will help you grow and become a habit. And maybe you're an early morning art journaler. Maybe you like to do it at the middle of the afternoon. Maybe you're a late night because you want to put all of whatever that day brought you down in your, down in your art journal. Maybe you spend all day kind of creating and your art journal is just a small piece of it. Whatever it is, however you do it, whenever you do it, keep practicing, keep doing it, and just keep up with a little bit of daily art every day. Okay, I'll see y'all later. Have a beautiful day. Bye.